So you come to realize that the way you exist is simply dependent upon who's thinking about you. And there are many versions of that. And all of them are just appearances to mind. And if you search for the real self, in the same way when you can't find your body, you can't find yourself either. All you can find is a thought, me, or whatever your name is. You don't believe me, do you? You think, oh, I'm pretty real, I can feel myself. Well, this is just touch, and touch is part of your mind. Yeah, we have 5 senses. We have eye, ear, nose, tongue, and body, touch. And so when you do this, you think, oh, I'm touching something real. But that's touch itself is simply appearance to mind. It's no different from what appears to our eye senses or what appears to our ear senses or sense of smell or sense of taste. So, well, I think the best thing to do is just to meditate, so you just disappear into empty space. Okay, so just, yeah. So sit in good meditation posture again. And we're going to meditate on the emptiness of ourself that arises from realizing that we ourselves are unfindable. So start with an image of who you are. And you can realize it's something to do with your physical form, but also something to do with your history. Where you came from, what you've done in the past, is something to do with your relationships with places, and your relationships with other people, and your relationships with the things you enjoy, and all the beliefs that you hold. And these all go in together to make up your concept of who you are. And yet we have an image, an image that appears to us when you think of yourself. And we're just thinking of one thing, myself. And we're thinking of a self that exists, whether we're thinking about it or not. It just exists from its own side. Sometimes it's difficult to develop a clear image of yourself. It appears most easily when you have an extreme of emotion, such as great fear or great excitement. So you can imagine, for example, that you're hearing the best possible news you could ever hear. Or you could think that the ground is opening up underneath you and you're falling into a great abyss. In these times of extreme emotion, then yourself can appear most easily. So try to have a very clear image of the self you normally see. And so if you really exist in that way, we should be able to find you. We can look within the body, within the mind, within the body and mind together, or separate from body and mind. Within the body, within the mind, within body and mind together, or separate from body and mind. And when we look for ourself within the body, we easily see that there's no single part of our body that is ourself. It's not our skin, it's not our head, not our inner organs. These are all things other than self. Again, some people would say, well, it's the collection of all these parts of your body that is yourself. But again, the collection is just a collection of non-bodies or non-selves. No matter how many non-selves we have, none of them can become a self. And also, if there's a thing called collection, we take away all the parts, then the collection disappears. In the same way as if we have a forest, we cut down all the trees, then there is no forest. So neither any individual part of your body nor the collection of parts of your body is yourself. And again, we say my body, as if self is the owner of the thing called body, and the owner and the thing that is owned can never be the same. So we can check to see if our mind is ourself. But our mind has many different components, and we have many different types of mind. We have a mind of faith, mind of anger, mind of attachment, mind of consideration, and so on. We have many different types of mind, but we only have one self. And also we say, my mind. I made up my mind, I changed my mind. Again, thinking that self is the owner of mind, and they cannot be the same. So we cannot find a self within the body or within the mind. Perhaps it's the combination of these two. But again, both of these, neither of these is a self. And so, even if we put two non-selves together, they cannot become a self. The only place left to look is for a self that exists separately from body and mind. But again, you can never think of yourself without thinking of either your body or part of it, or your mind. So whenever you think of yourself simultaneously, either your body or your mind appears. And if your self could exist separately from body and mind, you could say, my body and mind are here, but my real self is somewhere else. which doesn't make any sense. So we've searched within the body, within the mind, within the collection of body and mind, and for a self that exists separately from body and mind. But we have not found it. We've not found that self that we normally see, that inherently existing from its own side, existing from the side of the object, self. We have not found it because it is unfindable. And then once we realize it is unfindable, if you turn your mind back to that image of yourself, the self you normally see, and you think it is unfindable, therefore it doesn't exist. It is unfindable, therefore it doesn't exist. And so that image of yourself just begins to dissolve away into empty space. Until it's almost just like a boundary of light. And then even the boundary of light disappears. All that remains is empty space. So this empty space has great meaning. This is the ultimate nature of you. So place your mind on this space-like emptiness of yourself. Just allow your mind to relax into this space-like emptiness of yourself, where that image that you had at the beginning has completely disappeared into empty space. And think, this is the ultimate nature of me, the emptiness of me. And just allow your mind to relax into that experience of emptiness. Some people will experience great joy. Other people may experience a feeling of fear. Both are valid. Fear is if you're dissolving into nothing, or joy as if you feel that you have a blank slate to write on. You can completely start anew. And then ask yourself the question, who is meditating on the emptiness of myself? Who or what is meditating on the emptiness of myself? And perhaps the answer comes. Just a thought, me. Or just a name. Whatever your name is. So try to have a real feeling of the emptiness of yourself. How, in reality, you're simply an appearance to your own mind. And the same when other people think of you or perceive you, your appearance to their mind. There's no object that exists separate from mind. And yet we still exist simply as name and simply as appearance. That appearance is a conceptual thought. So now you can begin to relax your concentration. So, the question then, if everyone is realizing the emptiness of themselves, and that emptiness is the ultimate nature of each person, what is the real difference between any individual? What's the real difference between anyone in this room? It's simply a thought, nothing else. So when you think, you come to realize this, you realize how it is possible to have a loving feeling towards anyone. It depends on you. It doesn't depend upon them, how they appear, what size and shape or colour they are, a male or female, or it doesn't matter. It's then possible to have a loving feeling towards everyone, because ultimately everyone is the same. Imagine if you have 10 bottles, all different colours and all different shapes and sizes, and the space inside them, they're all empty. And the space inside them is essentially all the same. It looks different because they're different colours and different sizes. But if you shatter all the external aspects of the bottles, shatter them all together, you can't distinguish between any of them. And so ultimately, we're all the same. Sorry about that. Because we spend so much time thinking how special we are, and in order to differentiate ourselves from other people. But in reality, we're all the same. The nature of emptiness, just a thought. Okay, so we need to hear these teachings time and time again, and because we've been thinking exactly the opposite. We've been mistakenly thinking exactly the opposite, that things and objects exist from their own side. But when you try to investigate, you discover there's nothing there. It's just what we think is a solid entity, a solid object. When you explore what is the real thing, it just disappears into emptiness, and you realize it's just a thought. So think about it when you go out to your car. What am I getting into? And then ask yourself, who will get into your car? Who will go home? Who will waken in the morning? Who will go to work? Who has friends? Who was born? Who will die? Just ask yourself these questions. Have you got any questions right now? No? So you're all in a state of shock. Yes, okay. Good. We need to break into our mind to allow it to become more flexible, so we can stop having problems. We come to realize when we're having problems, it's something to do with our own mind. It's not to do with what appears externally. It's something to do with the way we think about it. We just realize this, there's nothing coming from the side of the object. So we just change our mind, how we think about the object, and then we change the object, because there is no object. I mean, in the West we tend to think subject and object. In reality, they're both the same. Okay, that's enough. Sudhana is telling me to promote this class on this half-day course on Saturday called The Wisdom of Emptiness. So do come along and we'll explore this wisdom more. You can see how this wisdom will interact with the mind of compassion, because it enables us to be compassionate to more people. At the moment, we're compassionate and loving towards people we like. And there's other people we don't like. I mean, they're the last people we want to be compassionate towards. Well, we're restricting ourselves unnecessarily. Buddhists don't do this. Buddhists have love and compassion for everyone without exception. You can't go around saying, I want to get enlightened so I can save or help everyone except you. We include everybody in our mind of love and compassion. And the way we can do that is because everyone is the same. Ultimately, just the nature of emptiness. Okay, thank you so much.